live on YouTube. So, device not grabbing her. All right, it is 30. We'll call this April 20th Board of Works meeting to order for please rise and join me for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk Treasurer Price, can you please call roll?
Yes.
Present.
Present.
Yes.
Present. Very good, thank you. Next item of business is going to be the March 16th. I believe I had that typed right. Board of Works meeting minutes. Entertaining motion to approve.
Moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion with a second. I'll open up the floor for discussion. Any additions, subtractions, corrections to the submitted March 16th meeting minutes? April 16th,
Yeah.
April. Yeah, it didn't roll over on my thing, that's why. So April, was it April 6th?
Yeah, April 6th.
Freak me out.
It's right on one of them.
Not gonna lie.
I'll go back in time. Yeah, April 6th meeting minutes, which the board has been presented, so. Thank you. Why I didn't type over. All right. Any discussions? All right, here none. All in favor of approving the April 6th Board of Works meeting minutes, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Motion carries. Next item of business is going to be the claims for April 20th. Claims totaling $342,627.36. Motion to approve. Motion to approve.
I will second it.
All right, I have a motion, a second. I'll open the floor for discussion, questions regarding the claims submitted for April 20th.
I'm done.
I didn't see anything that I had a question on.
All right, very good. Hearing none, all in favor of approving the claim submitted for April 20th, totaling $342,627.36. By stating aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye, motion carries. A couple of business items to handle this evening. The first one's going to be a proposed excavation permit for 419 West Franklin Street. In your packets, I think it gives you a diagram. This is for NIPSCO. Julia, one of these was the emergency permit that was, well, I don't know, they deemed it.
They deemed it
Urgent.
emergency, yeah, they said urgent, but it has to go to the railroad, so obviously if they're gonna take some.
Yeah, so if they're held up on it, but
Yeah,
an emergency permit for NIPSCO, we will move with it. We're not
Right.
gonna hold that up for obvious reasons, but this one was one that they, after this evening, if approved, they're gonna start proceeding, so. First of all, let's get a motion on the floor, a motion to approve the proposed NIPSCO excavation permit for 419 West Franklin.
So moved.
Have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion regarding this permit? I do know NIPSCO is gonna have several of these as we move throughout the nice weather, because they're redoing some infrastructure in every city, and some of these are items they've had on their radar, some of them are as they pop up, so we will have several of these as we go. Any discussion with the proposed permit for 419 West Franklin for NIPSCO?
No.
Right, here none, we'll get a Call vote, all in favor of approving the excavation permit for 419 West Franklin Street for NIPSCO, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, motion carries. Next item of business is gonna be again for NIPSCO, it's another excavation permit request for 214 East Vine Street. I did speak with Superintendent Lyons on this one. I believe this one is a full road closure. And Aaron will work. Was this one a full road closure?
In Bowen State, lot 44.
Okay, so the 419 Franklin is the one that they, at the end, said they were
Yeah.
trying to keep it one lane, but ultimately they're going all
Everything's
the
off
way.
to the side,
Yeah,
but yeah.
so. Aaron is aware and said there was no issues. So no issues with the street, water or sewer department. So first, let's get a motion on the floor. A motion to approve the proposed excavation permit for 214 East Vine Street.
So moved.
All right, I have a motion. Is there a second? Any questions regarding that excavation permit?
I do.
No.
Okay. All right, here now, all in favor of approving the proposed excavation permit for 214 East Vine Street, signify by stating aye.
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 And I'm an aye, motion carries. Next item of business is gonna be. Where'd that go? Yeah, proposed sign permit for 119 South Washington, which is the tattoo business. They was wanting to get started on this last week. We told them we needed to, today, but we told them we needed to have it on the Board of Works. So first, let's get and you guys do have, I believe, a diagram. Get a motion to approve sign permit for 119 South Washington.
So moved.
Get it, I just got the permit base, then I get a diagram.
Okay, and they might not have given one. 'cause I
No,
think
there's not a
it's-
drawing, and once you
Yeah.
second it, I'll tell you.
There's, can I get a second? Is it?
I'll second you.
All right, now I'll open up the floor for
Yeah.
discussion. Julie, we got this one late last week. It was another one that they were wanting to get going on today, but we're.
Yeah, the black flag tattoo has those large white letters at the top that just says tattoo. The Cervantes brothers are doing the work, so they'll have to put scaffolding on the sidewalk. Kind of close that section. They'll take those down and paint directly on the building. So it'll be their logo, certainly a lot more classy looking than the big white letters. So I talked to Cesar this morning. He said they'll probably do the work next week. Should only take a day. But just needed you to approve if you were okay with them having, scaffolding on that sidewalk there. Just for the day.
Okay. They're gonna have room for people to go around it, right?
They will, yeah, and to still go inside the storefront too.
All right. All right, any further discussion?
No.
All right, here, and then I'll call vote. All in favor of approving the sign permit for 119 South Washington, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye, motion carries. All the business items for this evening. A few things real quick here. We had our State of the City last week that went really well. Thank you for those that attended. Good to hear about other communities, what progress they have going as well. Good lunch provided by Bailey Custom Select. Yeah, a wonderful dinner. Thank you to Delphi Main Street and St. Elizabeth, St. Franciscan for the Easter egg hunt. We had a makeup date because of the weather, and the second go around, it was a much warmer, nicer day, and we had a good turnout, I thought, for having it the week after.
Yeah.
But there were still a lot of kids, a lot of smiles, and it was a lot of fun, so. Spring cleanup, we've had some questions about, can people set their items out? They wanted to start setting them out last week, and there was a lot of unhappy neighbors about that, so the answer is spring cleanup they can start setting them out that weekend before, which is starts on May 4th. So they can start setting it out the weekend, and that's how we've done it every year. So we've changed it to this year to where it's in zones. Council approved that last year during the contract phase. So yeah, having it out 3 weeks prior to was not making the neighborhood folks very happy. So that weekend, they can set everything out, and then our crews will go through and pick it up that week based on the zone, and that zone is on the website, city website, for what area will be picked up on what day. Grass clippings, we've had some emails and calls already on grass clippings. We will start enforcing the grass ordinance. We've had a couple this morning calling and we're rather unhappy about the grass that's already washed down to their area. So we please ask the folks that if you have to mow down the grass, we understand that. Just pick it back up and put it in your yard so it does not go down our drains. We have two drains in recent community crossings grants that's already completely jammed. And they're jammed to where we'll have to pay a hydrovac to go in and get all that removed, so the water continue to move through the infrastructure. So that's the reason why we do it, so when we get 2 inches of rain, has a place to go. Otherwise, it builds up in this area that we had. The first one last week, the road was it was coming out of the drain because it wasn't draining and puddling to where things were, had the possibility of hydroplaning. So thank you for everyone for their help with that. A lot of additional dump truck traffic in the city of Delphi, as everybody has noticed with the detour. That was not something that we knew about. There's gonna be probably over 100 dump trucks throughout the summer because of some large contracts. Not in this area, but Delphi Aggregates is gonna be the provider of the stone. So there's gonna be some from out of state. I've been working day and night with US Ag on how do we get the word of those dump trucks to not cut through our city streets, not cut through Hamilton and Dayton Road that goes right by our Little League field. And we've made a lot of progress and we'll continue to monitor that. But last week was a task. It was loaded, unloaded, and it certainly was a challenge. So the word has gotten out that the detour is there and hopefully they adhere to that because we're gonna have a lot of Little League kids. Here just in a couple weeks, it's gonna be. And I drove it several times and there was kids taking their little scooters down Hamilton Street Hill. One of them was a dump truck that was coming the opposite way. I thought if you get 2 dump trucks there and this little girl on a scooter, there is no room to go, which is why we asked them to stay on the detour, which is clearly marked and state roads, and let our neighborhoods remain safe. Railroad speed, I've been asked several times about why is a railroad going 20 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour? The answer to that is the railroad changed their law or rule to when there is a construction zone within a certain distance of crossings, they are now bound to slow their engines to a designated speed. There's a crossing, they're working on a crossing out by Locks and then another one as well. So that puts us in a spot to where they are at a crawl, which unfortunately that crawl jams up the city. But we don't have control of the railroad. So if they want to go 5, they can go 5. They have communicated that they're doing the best they can to get it done and working with us, but that answers that question to, and I noticed yesterday they're going faster again, so maybe they're done. So anyway, that's why the railroads are going so slow through the city, but that's all I have. I will open up for any board comments, concerns. For Treasurer Price. Public comments. All right, there none. There's one last motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor of approving adjournment, the Board of Works, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. This meeting is adjourned at 5:43. Thank you.